Since 1988, December the 1st has been designated as World AIDS Day. A day for us all to pause, to unite and show our solidarity with those who live with HIV and those who have died from AIDS and related illnesses. I am old enough to remember the great Ian Charleson, star of Chariots of Fire. He died from AIDS in 1990 and he wanted the world to know, to publicise the condition. We're many years on from then, but World AIDS Day remains as relevant today as it was then. HIV has not gone away, and too many still suffer in silence.
I don't think there's ever been a more poignant year to celebrate World AIDS Day, 1st of December 2020, a year in which we all know the fear of an invisible disease that has rampantly embraced the whole world. I remember in the early 80s I received leaflets through my door and adverts were on the television which depicted tombstones and dire warnings about social contact, as nobody truly understood how HIV was transmitted in those days. Of course, if you contract COVID, there's absolutely no stigma attached to it, but that was never the case with HIV and AIDS. In the late 90s, I had trained in various complementary therapies and became a volunteer therapist at a support centre for HIV/AIDS. I used to do an outreach service as well, visiting patients in hospitals and hospices. I met so many people from so many diverse backgrounds when I was doing that work. From people who were haemophiliac and had contracted HIV through blood transfusions, somebody who'd been working for a charity in Africa who'd had to have an inoculation whilst there and it turned out to be a dirty needle, partners, families, friends, an African group that used to come down from London that we also supported. Just literally everybody was fantastic. I learnt so much about myself, about my own prejudices and judgments that used to come into my conscious awareness as I was speaking to people. I would consider where those judgments and prejudices had come from. More often than not, it was from my own culture and background. What I therefore learnt most of all was about unconditional love and acceptance. Today, we're very lucky. Medication is no longer a harsh regime with terrible side effects, and people can live long and relatively healthy lives with HIV and AIDS. My message today, therefore, really is it's about time we forgot to fear death and learnt to truly embrace life. Thank you.
And this is an opportunity for the whole world to unite in the fight against HIV and to show support for people that are living with HIV. And again, to commemorate all those that have died from AIDS and AIDS-related illnesses. So this was founded in 1988, and World AIDS Day is the first ever global health day. The fact that we have had over 35 million people that have died of HIV or AIDS, it's actually one of the most destructive pandemics in history. So this is still, still going on out there, and people are still dying from it or have got the virus. So it is really important, again, that we all stand together and we support those people, and we are there and we care. So thank you all, and this is sending love to you all out there in the community. Stay safe and well.
103,800 people are living with HIV in the UK today. Advances in medicine mean that people on effective HIV treatment cannot pass the virus on, but late diagnosis remains high. So many of my generation died of AIDS in the 70s, 80s and 90s. So many of my friends were lost. So many of my friends were wasted for my generation. So many people today across the world are suffering from HIV and their consequences. Not everybody has access to the kinds of treatments which can prevent spread or make people's lives worth living. Let's continue to fight the stigma. Let's continue to fight for the freedom of people to live as they wish to live and to live without the fear of dying of HIV. Let's commemorate this day and let's celebrate the will of the people across the world to prevent stigma, to prevent HIV, and to enable people to live in the way they wish to live. Thank you.
We're here at Box Hill lighting a candle in aid of World AIDS Day. Let's have a look and see where else we'll be lighting candles in aid of this day that remembers those that have been lost to HIV and AIDS.
As you can see, we've come to Phillips Memorial Park in Godalming today. Last year we were able to have a vigil at our World AIDS Day event, but this year obviously we can't. So we've come here to light a candle to remember everybody and mark World AIDS Day.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Kel.
We're here in Camberley to mark World AIDS Day 2020.
In 2019, there were 105,000 people living with HIV and AIDS in the UK. 94% of those people were diagnosed, meaning that roughly 1 in 16 people is living with HIV or AIDS and does not know. Please get yourself tested.
We remember and honour all those we've lost to HIV and AIDS, and we stand with those who are living with the virus. We remember, we support, and we seek to educate.
Hello, I'm Dara.
And I'm Lisa, and we're here to light this candle for World AIDS Day 2020.
97% of people on treatment are virally suppressed. This means they cannot pass on the virus. Remember, you equals you.
We remember and honour all those we've lost to HIV and AIDS, and we stand with all those living with the virus. We remember, we support, and we seek to educate.
285 people under 15 received HIV care in the UK in 2019. This virus does not discriminate, and it can affect anyone. Please get yourself protected on PrEP or PEP and make sure that you understand how HIV can be spread.
69.1% of people living in UK with HIV are male, meaning 30.9% are female. This is not a gay man's disease as once was the myth. We remember and honour those who've lost their life to HIV and AIDS. We stand with those who live with the virus. We remember, we support, and we seek to educate.
46.5% of those who contracted HIV in 2019 were from heterosexual relationships.
We stand together recognising those who have been lost to HIV and AIDS over the years.
The number of people accessing HIV specialist care has grown by 42% in the last decade. This is really positive as it shows the stigma around HIV and AIDS is reducing, but there is still a lot more to be done. We remember and honour those we have lost to HIV and AIDS. We stand with those living with the virus. We remember, we support, and we seek to educate.
Hi, I'm Maz from Pride in Surrey, and here we are on Guildford High Street, having lit a candle in remembrance to all those lost and living with HIV or AIDS.
A study in 2014 looked at 58,000 instances of sex without a condom, where one partner was HIV positive and the other was negative. There were 0 cases of transmission in couples where the positive partner was on effective treatment, meaning that they were undetectable. This shows that HIV positive people can have a normal, fulfilling and intimate relationship without risk to their partners. We remember and honour all those we've lost to HIV or AIDS and stand with all those living with the virus. We remember, we support, we seek to educate.
91.5% of people receiving HIV care in the UK in 2019 did so in England. Here in Wales, it is 2.4%. In Scotland, it is 5%, and in Northern Ireland, 1.1%. In England, 41.8% of those receiving HIV care did so in London. Across the UK, across the world, there is so much more work to be done.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shiny as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Through many dangers, toils and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace hath brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. I was blind, but now I see.
I'm Shalini Andrews. I'm a sexual health and HIV consultant here in Surrey. Thank you, Stephen, and the Surrey Pride team for asking me to speak once more on this World AIDS Day. When I first moved to Surrey about 10 years ago, one of my patients introduced me to the area. Doctor, this is not London, you know. You will not find two men holding hands or kissing in Guildford. We don't have a Surrey Pride. I thought, things should change, things will change. I hope you change it. And here we are, over a year since the first Surrey Pride and our second World AIDS Day. Thank you for making it possible. Thank you for making the world a better place. It is World AIDS Day, a day to raise awareness about HIV and to remember lives lost to this virus. HIV is the name of the virus. AIDS is the illness that takes lives if HIV is not treated. AIDS has taken countless lives, particularly LGBTQ+ lives. My first experience of HIV was in the mid-90s. Back then, giving somebody the diagnosis of HIV was breaking bad news, telling them that they were going to die. And we watched them die. We watched many, many, many people die. But also, along with the deaths, we watched the indomitable human spirit rising above all odds. We watched many opening their hearts and homes to others living with HIV and supporting each other. I know that many of you too will remember loved ones taken away too soon. While we remember those wonderful people, let's also remind ourselves of the road ahead to eliminate HIV. I would like you to remember 3 things. U equals U, achieved through treatment, testing and PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis. So the first thing is U equals U. What is it? HIV today is an easily treatable condition. Medication is safe and effective. A person diagnosed and treated for HIV early will never get AIDS. Once someone with HIV takes treatment, their viral load becomes undetectable within 3 to 6 months. And once undetectable, they are untransmittable. U equals U. I will repeat it because it is one of the greatest advances we have seen in recent years. U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable. When someone with HIV is on treatment and has an undetectable viral load, they will not transmit the virus even with condomless sex. So the second thing I'd like to talk to you today about is testing. Why is HIV still relevant today? Here in the UK, here in Surrey. We still have about 6,000 people living with HIV in the UK who have not been tested and do not know that they have the virus. If they don't know they have the virus, they cannot be on treatment. They risk their health as well as continuing to transmit the virus. We need to raise awareness. We need to test. We need to test regularly and routinely. Testing is readily available throughout the UK through the sexual health services, online services, GPs and hospitals. In Surrey, CNWL Sexual Health offers tests through our clinic and also our website www.sexualhealth.cnwl.nhs.uk. We have clinics in Guildford, in Woking and in Redhill in East Surrey. Postal testing is easy. Once you fill an online form and submit it, we post a kit out to you, and once you return it, we complete the test and text you the results. So testing is key. It's really important to test. The third tool to eliminate HIV is PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's a pill HIV negative people can take to protect themselves from catching HIV. It is available in the NHS for free through sexual health clinics. For further information, check our website www.sexualhealth.cnwl.nhs.uk or book a telephone appointment with one of our clinics to discuss it further. On this World AIDS Day, let us strive to ensure every single person with HIV is tested and treated to live life to the fullest, free of stigma and prejudice. Let us also protect ourselves with PrEP. Let us end the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Thank you.